bringing Christian hip hop and R&B. Holy Culture Radio.
Organized Confusion, wake up. Give it up to Organized Confusion. I played that song for a reason, Tracy G. Open Your Eyes is the name of that song. See if I can recall what year that song came out, Tracy G, and you understand why I played it. It was in the early...
You're a trivia champ. I believe in you.
Yes. It's from the first Organized Confusion album, early 90s. 92, 93.
Somebody with Google handy, help them out.
And at this time, I was working on 106 KMEL radio, and our objective at that time with the world famous Wake Up Show was to wake people up. That's why we called it the Wake Up Show.
It was deeper.
It's deeper than rap. It wasn't because it was late.
It wasn't because it was just the morning.
No, there was an awakening happening. My belief in as this culture started to expand was it was one of the things it was supposed to be utilized for is upliftment and empowerment. And a lot of us who came from our community found that through worship and praise, right? And so when these guys made this song back then, and it wasn't popular, but it was impactful. It was powerful. I knew then that there was a space for what we deem Christian rap, you know, but it's all reality rap to me. It's what you do every single day. So whether it's Christian rap or not, if the message reaches you, whether you're a Christian or not, that song is doing its purpose, right? And so here, what we do on Good News Thursday that we started during the pandemic was to introduce that level of spirituality into this show and try to have that vibration really impact people as folks was going through it during the COVID. Folks are going through it during this economy. They're just going through it in their house, in their homes. And so we have this platform. What are we doing with it? We're not here to just be famous and celebrities. Nobody who works for this show is concerned with that. If you listen to this show, you hear people who are really steadfast and giving some very important information. We want to educate, inform, trigger thought, you know, tap into curiosity, have people go out and research themselves. I say half facts, so you could go find out the other half of the fact. And so when I heard about this channel, the Holy Culture channel?
Holy Culture Radio.
Holy Culture Radio.
Yes, sir.
Here at Sirius XM.
You didn't know.
Here.
I did not know.
Right here.
Right here, channel 154.
Give me a soundtrack.
Channel 154.
Give me a
Holy Culture
Holy
Radio.
Culture Radio.
The madness of that.
Man, we got the architects up here. Give them a big round of applause, man.
Yes,
Holy
sir.
Culture Radio is here. Gentlemen, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm James Rousseau. Everybody calls me Trig. I'm the CEO of Holy Culture Radio.
My name is Brian Tabb. My name is B.E.R.I.D.O.X in the rap world, but on the show, I have Christ Revolution Music Radio Show on Holy Culture Radio.
Okay.
What time? You got to tell them what time.
12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays.
Yeah, and I'm DJ B.E.R.I.D.O. I come on Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 in the evening. And we do a top 10 countdown, 10 hottest joints out right now. Then I hop in the mix at 7 o'clock.
The international top 10 longest running countdown in Christian hip hop.
Really?
Wow.
Is that who we are?
Yo, Trey, you make me feel old. You make me feel old.
Bro, listen, I just wanted to give you your flowers.
He's making you feel iconic.
I
Then he
appreciate
does
it,
it
bro.
in the lab mix
I
at
appreciate
7 p.m. every night. In the lab mix. 45-minute to 50-minute mix every night, bro.
Right?
Every night.
Man.
So he needs to come back here and do that.
Anytime. We were trying to set it up.
Yeah.
We'll set it up where we
Yeah.
set it up correctly.
Yes, sir.
You
I
know?
appreciate that, Sway. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
man. Come on up, man.
appreciate it.
Don't be whack.
Hey, Sway, you ain't got to worry about
Ain't
that.
gotta
bro.
worry
Nah,
about
you
it.
ain't got to worry
Okay.
about that.
All right.
Because I've heard some of the DJs you've had up here, so I'm not pressed. I'm not
wow,
worried.
wow.
I'm not
Oh,
worried.
wow.
That's not a shot. That's not a shot.
You
Sounded
mean
like
some of the
something.
guest
That's not a
DJs?
shot.
Yeah, guest DJs. Oh, yeah,
because
guest
that's
DJs.
DB right
No,
there.
he's nice.
Not a
He's
shot.
nice.
Did you hear
I
what
was
LL
saying guest DJ.
said to him?
Nah, what he
You
say?
see
What he say?
BB DJ under LL Cool J?
Nah, what he say?
Oh,
What he say?
man.
I saw the freestyle.
After he got through freestyling, he said, "Man, great beat. You picked the right track."
That's an art. That's an art, though.
Wait, you know about that.
That's
man.
an art. That's
yeah.
an art.
Not everybody
That's an
gonna
art.
pick the right track.
That's an
That's
art.
right.
Because it's different for each artist.
Absolutely.
It's an art to
Yeah,
it.
sure
It's an art
is.
to it.
So here's the thing. There's when people think about Christian rap, they put it in a silo, like it's not a part of hip hop culture, right? And we've seen plenty of, biblical stories where folks who are coming with the truth always experience the most resistance, right? And how does that apply to your story, trying to just get the message out, trying to get Christian rap to the forefront?
Absolutely. I think so. I think to your point of putting it in a box, I mean, people can easily do that. But if you think about hip-hop and the origins and all those different subgenres, whether it was the Islamic piece, whether it was pro-power piece, whether it was just storytelling, man, hip-hop is diverse and wide. And Christian hip-hop is a big part of that. The genesis of it goes back as far as hip-hop overall. We've got some folks in this genre who've been doing it for a long time.
Like
bro.
who? Like, say some names.
Like Mike Peace, like Stephen Wiley, like Preachers in Disguise, like Gospel Gangsters. And we've got generations.
Soldiers for Christ.
Soldiers for Christ, thank you. Soup the Chemist. And so you've had the first generation and the second generation, include cats like the Cross Movement and so on and so forth. And now you're seeing, I believe, that third and fourth wave. And so it's diverse. And I think the content is diverse, not just how many times you can repeat the name Jesus in a song, but everything from what I would call almost translating biblical studies all the way through, man, just talking about life and how it's applying, how they're applying the principles to their life.
I love this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to add on?
No, he's really hitting it on the head, because the bottom line is we all experience life. And sometimes Christian MCs can really just say, this is what I've been going through. This is my struggle. I'm just like everyone else in the room. But God has helped me in this area, and I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to spit it in such a way that is creative on a nice, catchy beat, but at the same time it's going to minister to you. Because I want to lift you up in the end. I want you to be, like, enthusiastic about attacking the next day. I don't want you to depress. I don't want you upset. I don't even want to get you angry. I want to put you in a place that maybe you will ask God to help you with your life.
There you go.
And I think some of this, too, Sway, is like, I mean, you told the story with you and T-Bone. A lot of us started off in the culture before we were saved, right?
Okay.
Facts,
So, like, I went to Howard University undergrad, and I started DJing there, right?
You still had a set trip right there. You heard?
How do you know?
He did it, right? All right, go ahead. My bad.
That's what we do, though, right?
Okay.
And so I started off DJing in clubs and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, this is crazy that we're actually on this station because Slim Shady LP, I did a release party at Howard University.
Oh, here we go
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You better give us.
Yeah.
Starting on us, right? Okay.
Didn't early say I'm dating? See what I'm talking about?
I mean, I mean,
That was
so,
99 or
Yeah, in the Punch Out. Yeah, it was in the Punch Out.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Was
I
it
mean,
90?
he wasn't.
2000.
Yeah,
Around
So-
that time. Okay.
yeah. I graduated in 02. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, I did stuff with DMX, and then the Lord grabbed a hold of my heart, and so I was like, I actually stopped doing music because I didn't know Christian rap existed.
Okay.
I just was like, okay, I can't continue doing what I was doing and glorify God with it. And then I started finding out about Cross Movement. I started finding out about people like B.E.R.I.D.O.X. I met Trig, and long story short, I realized I could use my gifts and talents in a whole other different way, and so I started a podcast, and God just started taking it places.
There it is. And look at you now, man. This is great, man. So let's talk about it, man, because there was an interesting back and forth going on with the artist D1. Salute to D1. And the artist Lecrae.
Sure.
Who's a friend of this show. Both of them. Both is our brothers, so I didn't want to get involved in it, right?
Gotcha.
But D1 was like, you can't be righteous and ratchet. And Lecrae has that thing where he said, I could be righteous and ratchet. I think his intent is to use the righteousness to bring people into the righteousness.
Right.
Yeah.
The balance, right?
It is.
That's right.
It is.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are your thoughts on secular music and Christian rap, and what are the do's and don'ts?
The do's and don'ts. I'm gonna start with Wade, yeah.
Yeah, I think first and foremost you have to, what are your personal convictions, right? So there was a time period where I didn't listen to any secular music, right? And that was a personal conviction at the time. Now, I was very young in my faith when I was doing that, and so I think, unfortunately, I tried to force my opinions, my own personal convictions on other people, and I don't always think that's wise.
Okay.
So I think this is what I would ask people, is what you're trying to do glorifying the Lord? And if it is, then I think you do it. I think as far as that personal conversation, I think D1, I had a lot of conversation with him about it. I think what he was really trying to do was call people into what is called holiness, which is God's standard. And I think, to your point, what Lecrae is trying to do is just like, hey, by any means necessary, I want to get this message out to people. And so I think sometimes you're coming at it from two different angles, but you got the same goal.
Yeah.
And the same goal is you ultimately want to uplift people. And so, you know, however you get there, that's how you get there, man. It's your journey.
I also think on the do's and don'ts, man, things happen in seasons.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You go through life at different points where you hear things differently. I think all of us remember those times, man. Like, I got a son that's older. And I remember, you know,
my daughter's 25.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My son's 31. But pre-college, I remember.
You were right.
So, but I remember pre-college, the advice I imparted, and then you say the same thing years later, and they're ready to hear it.
Yeah, right.
And so I remember when I was still producing secular music, a cat came into my studio, and as he was leaving, he said, "Man, you do some dope tracks. It's a shame they're not for the Lord." And then he walks out. And I said, "What, bro? What'd you say?" He said, "You do some dope stuff. It's just a shame it's not for the Lord," and walks out. This brother ends up being one of the members of the Cross movement, right? But he left enough to convict me without beating me. You dig what I'm saying? And I think that's what happens sometimes in these public conversations, is that we're too quick to go to the left or the right versus trying to understand what people are at that time.
Yeah.
Well said, man.
But here's the thing. You think about what you guys do and how y'all uplift the community. Yeah. You're not on a Christian station.
Right.
No,
right?
Yeah, on purpose.
And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At all. There's nothing wrong with
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. And more than it being nothing wrong with that, there's something right with that.
Right.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
Because there's many different positions to play
Absolutely.
when you're in service of God. Which makes me think, you had mentioned how for the mission is to uplift people, right? Which then means that some music mission subconsciously, maybe unintentionally or intentionally, is to do the opposite. Do you three believe that the same way that God can give us gifts that we do in service to glorify the Lord, that darkness can also give gifts where people create music with a demonic mission? I think about, with Lucifer, who is said to have been the greatest musician in heaven, and how he loves the entertainment industry because he's able to find a lot of soldiers to carry out his task. Yeah, how do you guys see that?
Yeah, I'll give you a perspective as kind of the CEO perspective, but I definitely want these guys to weigh in. I think about the soundtrack of the channel and what we're trying to do. Yeah. And the three things I always talk about is healing, hope, and how-tos. And are we bringing things through that are going to leverage and work into those streams, right? When I think about talents and gifts, I see all these different MCs, producers, and whatnot flowing with that, right? To your point, I do believe that Satan is the prince of the air, right? And that certainly can influence those talents and gifts to be used in the opposite direction of what we're trying to achieve. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Man, we got these guys here. The channel is called
Holy Culture Radio.
Channel 154.
Yes, sir.
Mike, you want to jump in here? That's Mike Muse right there.
What's up, brother? What's good? What's good?
No way. I'm loving this conversation. They're all having it. So good to see you, Wade.
Likewise,
congrats to you, brother.
Y'all know each other?
Yeah.
Oh.
Very, very
Why y'all
proud
didn't
of him.
say nothing?
We did. We walked in.
I dapped him when he came in.
Yeah.
Real subtle, right?
Funny dudes right here.
Yeah. No.
Way changed.
I'm just curious. I guess I do have a couple questions. I've been kind of very fascinated by the genre of Christian rap, and I'm really glad to see the genre expand in the way that it has. I think in the beginning I didn't enjoy it at all because it was just Christian rap over secular beats. Gotcha. So I'm glad to see the creativity has expanded to original beats, and I think it seems more authentic. It seems so forced in the beginning, in the origins of Christian rap, and so it's really good to see it expanding to like original beats. But I have a couple questions. But first, I'll just start out with saying, like, the framing of like secular versus Christian, I think, has been so divisive.
Yeah. Very much so.
And the way that the two cannot coexist. I remember I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan, but I was living in Detroit, Michigan at the time. I graduated college, and I was going to Pastor Marvin Winans' church, perfecting. And I was very active in the church. And I remember leaving to move to New York City to start my own record label. And they all shunned me. Everyone in the church was like, we can't be happy for you. You're going to play for the other side. You're going to play for the devil. You're going to do the devil's work. I remember going, sitting with the minister, associate minister at the time. I needed some counseling on something. And he did a questionnaire. What do you do? What are you up to? I told him in the music business. And he spent so much time like berating me being a part of this secular world that when it came time to talk about what the issue was, I told him I didn't want to talk with him anymore. And so I walked out. And so I still see this dynamic and conversation happening. I think Kirk Franklin is fighting this a lot when it comes to the space. And so before I begin, so just talk to me about the divisiveness between secular and Christian music and how that plays out for people not even want to be a part of the church.
Yeah. Here's some personal thoughts from me. I don't even like using those labels because it's divisive, right? If I'm a Christian, and I'm proud of that, but I think sometimes when you lead with that and there's a certain brand associated with that, people don't want to they don't want to engage because of that. And so I tend to let my actions do the talking for me. And it's like you should know what I'm about by what I do, right? And I shouldn't necessarily have to say it because sometimes if I say it and there's already a preconceived notion, good or bad, you've already branded me a certain thing before we've even had a chance to engage and dialogue and interact. And so, I mean, even like the first time you met me, where were we at? We were at a major Fortune 500 event. Yeah. I didn't say, hey, Mike, good to meet you. I'm a Christian DJ. You know what I mean? Like that came later in the conversation, but it allowed us to build a rapport. And so I tend to kind of lean into that. I think, let me say this, man. I'm sorry you've had some of the experiences that you had.
Definitely.
Right? Like very sensitive to that. I think within the Christian faith, there's a lot of different denominations that have different values and thoughts and all of that kind of stuff. And so I won't get into that, you know what I mean? Because I may be defending somebody that I don't even necessarily fully align with everything that they believe, except for the core stuff. But I will say, I think there's just space for people to build relationships. There's space for people to just kind of allow, their actions and thoughts, kind of build the relationships and just leave it there. Like I think when you start getting into labels and brands and all that kind of stuff, like for instance, if I tell you I'm a Christian DJ, you automatically have a certain thought.
Right.
You know, it's like you have a certain thought about what I might play. Like so if I walk into an event and I'm actually playing music that's not Christian, you're like, wait a minute, I thought you were a Christian DJ. I am. Right? But so I just think there's there's room to just let your actions uplift people and have the conversations you need to have. So
I would love to add one point to that too. I think one of the things we all have to remember too is that there are people who benefit from and very much like to see us polarized. And we have to be eyes wide open to that. There are folks who want to see us polarized as Christians, as black folks, as the underserved, and so on and so forth. And we've got to be eyes wide open and intentional about not letting polarization happen.
Okay, I agree. I love it, man. And thank you for sharing that, Mike. I didn't know that. That happened to you. We're going to come back. We're going to open the phone lines, 888-742-3345. That track was by one of our guests today. B.E.R.I.D.O.X is here, man. What up, man?
Salute.
Come on, King.
Praise God, man.
Tell them about that song, bro.
That song, man, was just like an average day, waking up. Even when I shot the little at-home music video, man, just really talking about how I start my day. I need to start my day off slow. Like, I've been in the rat race and the fast-paced world, and thank God for the pandemic saying it so crazily, but it slowed us down. Because sometimes we wasn't appreciating life. We was just ripping and running and just doing the next thing. But then once you slow down, you're like, yo, this needs to be addressed. Yo, this is not being taken care of. Am I spending time with family? Like, that start waking us up to say life is too valuable And we just allow it to slip through our hands sometimes if we just letting the clock spin.
Come on, Bishop.
Bishop
Right.
B.E.R.I.D.O.X right there.
There was no scripture given. It's just facts.
Church saying,
Y'all
man.
pass this.
So your name is an acronym?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Brian educates radically informing disciples of the unknown.
Come on, man.
And to most people, unknown is Christ. They don't know about Jesus. They don't understand. Some kids never been in the church at all in life. So sometimes we try to take it our job to just share the love of God and just express and let them know that Jesus did exist, and this is how I govern my life, and this is how I'm strategizing to make moves. So that was the concept. That was just the purity of it, and the Lord had to give me more rhymes to rap about after you give me this acronym.
That's good.
Okay. You got yeah. And so did you start off Christian rap?
Nah.
So you was out there, huh?
All of us.
Yeah.
We were just.
Anybody break laws?
Damn, Sway.
Sway.
I mean,
Sway.
He's trying
Sway.
to,
Statute of limitations, all that.
limitations are
Yeah,
good.
you gotta let it be. You gotta let it be. You gotta let it be.
Yes?
Yeah, you,
All
you
sins
brought
may
out
be
of the
forgiven,
darkness
but
into
the law
light.
don't necessarily treat it like
we have
that.
other shows to do after this one. You know?
If Heather B was here, she would say the ops right now.
Yeah, that's a big part of the transition.
But that's
But
the
no,
reality.
I think that's true though.
Yeah.
Real talk. I mean, I think we all had different things that we are not proud of now that we've told our kids about and that we've learned from and that we've been redeemed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, saved from.
Redeemed. I like that.
You know.
Did you ever battle in rapping?
Battle MC in Philly, yeah.
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 You from Philly. Philly got some of the illest MCs ever, brother.
Come on now.
He getting beats
If
ready.
you
I
saying
can-
like you can't just say you from Philly like that. Talking about I battled in Philly. B.E.R.I.D.O.X, you may have battled in Philly, but you never been in the Valley of the Hyena.
Down with the king.
Down with the king.
Yeah.
You get it?
All right. I'm just going to freestyle real quick. See, I come from the city of Philly you don't know about. So it's my job I gotta tell about. This right here, man, it's like a seeking scout. Matter of fact, a Boy Scouts who ain't he seeking out. Man, I be repping God from the chop. You know how it goes, it's about the clock. And it's about to strike about 11:30. So this right here, man, you know I'm not worthy. No, I'm not from Jersey, I'm from Philly. No, I'm not silly, but matter of fact, you know, yo, what's the dilly? We can go on and on. See, man, we doing this. We've been doing this since childcare. You know it is. A new MC up in Philly. No, man, I'm at New York with Sway in the morning. This right here, man, you shouldn't be snoring or sneezing or geese. Matter of fact, man, that's a treason. And this is the reason. You know how we beezin'. This right here, man, you know how we beatin'. Hey, I can go on and on, but we got a show to do, so.
B.E.R.I.D.O.X off the top. The hyenas.
Yeah.
B.E.R.I.D.O.X off the top.
You should have known.
We got a righteous hyena up in here.
Righteous Hyena. I like that. That's something new.
Hey, that wasn't
Yeah,
written
because,
though, Sway. You know, a lot of people when they freestyle, they don't.
That wasn't written.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying what it is.
That's been a
Just
recent
saying what it
debate.
is.
Wait,
been a recent
you looking
debate.
at me like I'm letting the game slip, man.
No,
you said
you
that about the
freestyle.
DJs,
Sway,
our
listen.
guest DJs,
So,
our
listen,
MCs.
man, listen. You are the legend of legends, my brother. You
real,
are
bro.
far from
No doubt.
You are pushing the culture forward in so
No
many
doubt,
different
brother.
ways, bro.
Wow.
So many different ways.
Amen.
I said that to big my brother up, not to
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
listen. You are a hero of mine. I don't want the devil to get no type of negative energy between
no,
us.
not at all.
no.
man. I'm
Just
joking with you.
understand
Yeah.
that.
But all
Absolutely.
of us, man.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Oh no, seriously, all of us, man, want to give you your flowers. Like we were beyond excited to know we'd be able to spend some time with you and all of y'all, man. Y'all doing such a wonderful job. And this-
Absolutely.
I mean, from the
Absolutely.
times of seeing you on MTV forward,
Yeah,
brother.
right?
I mean,
Come on, man.
Come on, brother.
Remember
the
that?
Come on.
Young Swiggity with the locks? Come on.
Young Swiggity.
Young Swiggity.
Taking them
We
back.
love
Come
when
on,
guests
bro.
come here and appreciate us too as well. So we just thank y'all for that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's real. That's real.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you for your words, Wade. That means a lot to me. I'm very humbled by it, and my humility damn near bring tears to my eyes when I hear people's reaction to some of the things we've done, because we don't do it for that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. So, but I will receive that.
That's
so
good.
thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. We got James on the line from Cali. What's up, James?
Hey, James.
James.
What's up,
Hey,
James?
good morning, crew, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm a believer, and I gotta go, but I just wanted to say I love hip hop, and there's no other culture that could blend as well as hip hop has. I got a 9-year-old son, and I'm familiar with your channel. We listen to Elevation and Hillsong and things like that. But music is reflection of self. And sometimes you fill in some Kendrick. Sometimes you fill in some Toby. Sometimes you fill in Cole. And it's a good way right now to blend and teach these young kids, like, the reality of the world, and God is still relevant, and I love hip-hop.
Oh, that's dope. Thank you, brother.
So what was your question, though? You had a good question. Ask that real quick.
No, my question was really just, like, was secular music and, like, the top three still reflecting God, like, as far as Toby Nwigwe and Kendrick and J. Cole and those people, like, are you guys going to reach out and try to get them on beats and try to get them to collab and actually, like, blend together that culture?
I'm gonna say, let me punt the last part over to Wade-O, because he does one of the most solid jobs, best jobs to me, of blending the secular and Christian hip hop mashups, brother.
Yeah.
Speak to that a little bit, Wade-O.
Yeah, so I love all different types of music. So I don't just listen to like worship music or Christian rap music. I mean, we was listening to lo-fi on the way over here because New York City's traffic is crazy and I need to calm my nerves, right? So I think it just depends on what is called for. I mean, there's events that I'll DJ. I won't play all Christian rap music. You know what I mean? I might play Toby. I might play J. Cole. So I think wherever there's a means of collaboration, you collab. And one of the things that I always try to do in my mixes is give you pieces of that. So even when I'm on Holy Culture, man, I may throw on a Lecrae song and put a J. Cole beat underneath it, right? Because the person tuning in may not be as familiar with all of the music that I'm playing, but they like, I know that, and that sounds dope together. And that kind of becomes a touch point for you. So I think for me, man, it's just all about connecting and just, understanding, the vibes of people, man, and just trying to give them some inspiration in the midst of that.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
James, thank you for your call.
Hey, thank you guys, man. It's an exciting future. I'm looking forward to it. I'll tune into the Holy Culture station.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Super. Love you too, brother. Super citizen right there. Okay, City Said from Florida. You want to chime in?
What up, Said?
Yo, Sway. Good morning, Grand
What up,
Rising,
man?
everybody.
Rise and shine.
Yo.
Rise and shine.
Yes, sir.
Man, it is truly a blessing to be on here this morning, but at the same time, I try to make it quick. Man, it is a beast out there called Corinne the Light. When I tell you, man, when I tell you, man,
Corinne the Light.
Daughter put
Corinne the Light.
Yeah,
Corinne
my daughter, 14-year-old put me onto him.
Hyena.
And when I tell you, forgiving is like the truth. Forgiving, trust God. The witchcraft, he go all the way through 1 through 4. But the reason I say that is because, I mean, that is one of the guys I think should be in the forefront of this whole transformation, getting everybody pushed over. Because the man is not
what's his name again?
Kieran the Light.
Somebody spell it.
K-I-E-R.
What is it?
K-I-E-R.
I want to hear this person that y'all say is the truth real quick.
Yeah, he's good.
Man, I'm telling you, he's the truth, Sway. Like, you go be like, okay.
Wait, hold up, City Said. You did your promo, man. You good, man. Ain't nothing else you can say that's going, we're already here, brother. Kieran the Light. Well, give me a song. Which one? The Family Is Up?
What song you want to hear, brother?
Forgiven. Let's do Forgiven.
Forgiven.
Look, this is how you spell it, Torch. Let's see if we can find that. Kieran the Light, Forgiven. Okay. All right.
But yeah, he's one of the top for sure. Lyricist.
Lyricist?
Yeah.
Okay. What's next for y'all? Yeah. We were talking about a building. Is that okay to talk about?
I guess, man. We can ask people to pray about it. We just got the letter of intent signed today. But yeah, we want to open the building, man, because for a few things. One, we want to be more in control of our future financially, right? But two, to have a home base, man, that people can come to within Christian hip hop. If you think about what we were all a part of earlier, MTV Raps, and a place for the artists to go. Tigger in the basement and a place for the artists to go. Yeah. We don't, in my opinion, have that today in Christian hip hop.
That's dope,
right? Yeah.
And so we want to build that kind of place in studio.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Well, I literally was just asking him about how he liked his setup and what he would do differently if he was redoing it. Because as we build ours, we want to make it that kind of creative collaboration hangout spot for all the artists that come through the East Coast, and maybe make it desirable for them to come to the East Coast.
Absolutely, I like that's a brilliant idea.
Yes.
In
so
Pennsylvania,
y'all pray for us.
We're praying
right outside of PA, right outside of Philly, rather.
If y'all do fundraising, let us know.
We'll do that.
Okay,
we will.
Our citizenship, man, they support what's right.
We will.
They feel it in their heart. They're gonna support it, right?
We will.
So I'm with that. Congratulations. Give a round of applause for that.
Yeah.
Did we find them? Kieran the Light.
Is that I am forgiven.
carrying the light. I got chills on my shoulder right now. That make me want a titty box because I'm forgiving.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We all are.
Changed all his friends. Now he don't remember his sins.
You can relate to that, Mike Muse?
Yeah, Sway just said something. I was like, he said that earlier, and I was like, yo, like that's what we were talking about earlier.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Doing the mix.
Through lines.
Through lines.
Yeah.
This is a little inside. We have a lot.
I heard that earlier.
Yeah.
We heard the through lines. Yeah, we heard the through lines.
Yo, okay, right. Gentlemen, you are special.
Yes.
You are gifted. You are chosen. You are appreciated.
Yes.
You are admired. You are followed. You know, so that makes you leaders at the same time. You will receive a lot of resistance. You will come across a lot of obstacles. You know, when you got light, you tracked everything. You know, even the moths.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's when you know what you're doing is working.
Yeah.
Right? So keep up the work. You're not alone. You got allies.
Yeah. Thank you.
We see you. We hear you. Holy Culture Radio is in the building.
Thank you guys so much for being here. And the work y'all doing.
And can I mention while we're in New York?
Yeah.
Can I mention why we're in New York this weekend, by the way? So tomorrow night, unprecedented Kingdom Choice Awards is going down on Broadway tomorrow night. It's the second year on Broadway. Last year was year 10 for the Kingdom Choice Awards. So 10 years, bro, of a Christian hip-hop awards ceremony held in New York every year. On Broadway.
Yeah.
On Broadway.
Legit, bro.
So if you want to simply Google Kingdom Choice Awards, we still got some tickets. VIPs filled, but still tickets otherwise. Come through tomorrow night.
Is it
Broadway.
just for artists, or do you guys give the awards for
For the public.
Public.
Oh, wait, the
Oh,
awards.
you mean the
Oh,
awards
the
themselves?
awards,
Awards are
I'm
more
sorry.
artists than industry people, but
Okay.
filling the seats is the public, and
I
it's
think
gonna
it'd
be
be fun if y'all
beautiful.
can expand to like Preacher of the Year. That would be dope.
Preacher of the year.
Best choir,
complicated.
best usher board, best
complicated.
board.
You said best
usher board.
That's a
Yeah.
Stephen
Throw down the
Furtick.
cover up.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Wow.
We
I like
should
that,
get a
Mike.
Best Pastor award.
I like that.
I call Stephen Furtick Pastor Drake.
I like that. Marcus Hall, work for you, bro.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
New set of
I like
awards.
that.
What up, Pastor Jenkins?
Well, congratulations. So once again, if you want tickets, all they got to do is go.
Kingdom Choice Awards.
Google
and Google it, and it'll come up. And again, it's on Broadway, y'all. So show up right.
Yes, sir.
And on Instagram, follow Holy Culture.
Absolutely.
Holy Culture,
Holy
right?
Culture on
Holy
all
Culture.
socials. Absolutely.
Hey, man, absolute honor to have you on the
Thank
show.
you, brother.
Appreciate
So
you, brother.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys so
We'll
much.
be in touch for
Very
real.
nice.
Thank y'all.
Banging Christian hip hop and R&B. Holy Culture Radio.